The hidden struggles of social media, unseen wounds we all carry. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you here. Today, we're diving into something that affects many of us, even though we often don't talk about it. Yep, you guessed it. We're talking about how life on social media is leaving invisible wounds. It's a big topic, and it's definitely worth exploring. You know, on the surface, social media can feel like the ultimate connection tool. We can keep in touch with friends, share our achievements, and laugh at memes. But beneath all the likes, filters, and status updates, there's a darker side that we don't always see. It's these invisible wounds that many people are carrying, and they often go unnoticed. Let's start with something we're all familiar with: the pressure of perfection. Social media gives us this tiny window into other people's lives. And let's be honest, what we see most of the time: perfect smiles, perfect vacations, perfect bodies. It's all polished, airbrushed, and edited to fit some ideal version of life. But here's the thing: none of this is real. We're all curating our lives to look a certain way. And when we compare ourselves to these curated images, it can leave us feeling inadequate, like we're somehow falling short. You see, social media encourages us to only show the highlight reel, the best moments of our lives. The problem with that is we start to believe that everyone else is living this picture-perfect existence. And if we don't measure up, something is wrong with us. The truth is, no one's life is perfect. We all have our struggles, but when we only see the good, we forget that. And when we compare ourselves to others, it can start to eat away at our self-esteem and self-worth. So, the first invisible wound that social media creates is this relentless pressure to be perfect. And then there's a comparison game. The problem is, social media puts us in constant competition with people we may not even know. We scroll past someone's new car, their promotion, their beautiful family, and for a moment, it feels like we're losing. But what we forget is that what we see is just a snapshot. It's not the full picture. Think about it for a second. How often do you find yourself scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, comparing your life to someone else's? It's like a silent competition that's always happening in the background, and it's exhausting. But the problem is, we don't see what's behind the scenes. We don't see the struggle, the failures, or the days of hard work. What we're seeing is just a filtered version of reality. That feeling of falling behind, that's not just in our heads. It's a direct result of how our brains are wired. We're always scanning for social signals, and when we see someone else achieving something, it triggers a sense of lacking in us. And that feeling, that's what we call comparison fatigue. It's exhausting, and it can lead to anxiety and even depression over time. Now, let's talk about loneliness. It sounds odd, right? I mean, social media is supposed to help us connect with others. But there's a catch. With all the photos and updates, we see everyone else hanging out, having fun, making memories. And we start to think, why am I not there? Why is no one reaching out to me? Social media can make us feel isolated, even when we're surrounded by people. We can see everyone else out at parties, traveling, or spending time with loved ones, and we can't help but wonder, why am I not included? The paradox is real. Social media is meant to connect us, yet it can sometimes make us feel more alone than ever. And it's not just about being physically alone. It's about feeling emotionally disconnected. And that loneliness, that feeling of being left out or unnoticed, it's one of the invisible wounds that many people struggle with, especially when they're constantly comparing their lives to the highlight reels of others. Let's talk about validation. We've all been there, right? Posting a picture or a status update and just waiting for the likes to roll in. It feels good to get positive feedback. But what happens when we don't get the attention we expect? That can sting. When we tie our self-worth to the number of likes, comments, or shares we get, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. We start to rely on external validation to feel good about ourselves. And when it doesn't come, it leaves us feeling rejected, overlooked, and unimportant. It's a dangerous cycle, chasing validation and letting it determine our self-esteem. But here's the hard truth. Likes, shares, and comments don't define who we are. Our value comes from within, not from how many people notice our posts. So, what can we do about all this? How can we protect ourselves from the invisible wounds social media can leave? Well, the first step is simple. Take a break. Disconnect. Give yourself the space to breathe without the constant pressure of keeping up with everyone else. Find other ways to connect with people, in person, through phone calls, or even just a good old-fashioned letter. Real connections are made in moments of genuine interaction, not through double taps and comments. And most importantly, remember that your worth is not determined by what's on your feed. Taking a break from social media isn't just about stepping away from the screen. It's about giving yourself permission to exist outside the digital world, where you can focus on your true self, your passions, and the relationships that truly matter. Social media isn't going anywhere, and it's not all bad, but it's important to recognize when it's affecting us in unhealthy ways. Take care of yourselves, step back when you need to, and know that it's okay to not be perfect. If you're feeling overwhelmed by everything on social media, take a moment to check in with yourself. You're doing just fine. All right, that's all for today's video. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the conversation here on @Zocaprat. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you deal with social media and its pressures. And if you think this video could help someone else, feel free to share it. Stay kind to yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.